The house at the end of the road. Man, I still can't believe I let my cousin talk me into this. It was last summer, when we didn't have much going on, just hanging out, doing stupid stuff. There's this creepy old house at the end of our street. Everyone in the neighborhood avoids it. You've probably seen it, the one with the boarded-up windows, the overgrown yard. Yeah, that one. Anyway, Sam, my cousin, he's always been a bit of a thrill seeker. One evening, he gets this crazy idea like out of nowhere. He says, "Let's go check out the old house." I remember looking at him like he was nuts, but I didn't want to seem like a coward, So I went along with it. Probably one of the dumbest decisions I've ever made. We waited until it got dark. It's always worse when it's dark, right? So we grab some flashlights, sneak out, and head to the house. The street was so quiet, too quiet. Like, no wind, no cars, not even crickets. Just dead silence, which made everything even creepier. As we got closer to the house, I swear, the air felt heavier. Like something was watching us, The front door was locked, but Sam, of course, had to find another way in. We crawled in through this busted basement window. Right away, the smell hit us. It was like something old, rotten, like the house itself had been decaying from the inside for years. The basement was damp, and there was this weird cold draft, but I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. We started exploring, just poking around, not expecting much. But as soon as we got upstairs, things got weird. The whole place was filled with old furniture, covered in dust and cobwebs, like whoever lived there just disappeared one day and left everything behind. But then, we saw these scratch marks on the walls. Long, deep scratches that looked like someone, or something, had been trying to claw their way out. Sam thought it was hilarious, of course. "Just some raccoons," he said. But I wasn't so sure. The deeper we went into the house, the more uneasy I felt. There were doors that wouldn't open, like they were locked from the inside even though there were no locks on them. Then we found this one room at the end of the hallway. The door wasn't locked, but when we opened it, God, I still get goosebumps. Inside, there was this huge old mirror leaning against the wall. It looked ancient, covered in dust. But here's the thing. The dust only covered part of the mirror, like someone had been standing there, wiping it off to look at themselves, or at something behind them. Sam, being Sam, walks right up to it and starts making faces. I stayed by the door, didn't want to go near it. Something about that mirror just felt wrong. Then, out of nowhere, Sam goes completely still. He's staring at his reflection, and his face goes pale. I called his name, asked him what was wrong, but he didn't answer. I walked over, looked in the mirror, and I saw it. Behind us, there was this thing. It was tall, shadowy, with these long, twisted arms. It didn't have a face, just this blank, empty space where a face should have been. At first, I thought it was just some trick of the light or our minds playing games. But then it started moving. It stepped closer to us, but when I turned around, there was nothing there. I looked back at the mirror. It was still there, closer than before. That's when Sam snapped out of it. He grabbed my arm and we bolted out of there without saying a word. We didn't stop running until we got back to my house. Neither of us talked about what we saw. I mean, how do you explain something like that? But later that night, Sam texted me. He said he saw it again, in the reflection of his bedroom window. I didn't respond. I couldn't. A few days later, Sam stopped coming over. He wouldn't talk to me. Last I heard, he moved away. Some people say the house is haunted, that something evil lives there. I don't know what to believe, but I do know one thing: I'll never go near that place again.